Tonight we had stuffed pasta shells. Starting off with my protein, I have some ground beef and some Italian sausage in mild and hot. Then for produce, I have some garlic, an onion, a green bell pepper, 2 cans of mushrooms and stems, and then for herbs, I have some basil and parsley. Then for my pantry ingredients, I have some tomato and basil pasta sauce and some jumbo shells. Then for the cheese, I have this Italian 6 blend cheese, some grated Parmesan, and some fresh Parmesan. And I'm just going to go ahead and chop up all of my veggies as I typically do, giving it a really small dice just so that it incorporates into everything really well. Mince up my garlic and then cut the mushrooms. And then finally chop up my parsley and basil and set those aside. Then I'm going to fill up a pot with some water for my pasta, put that on the stove with the lid on it, and then once that's boiling, I'm going to go ahead and just salt that really well, stir that around, and then add in my shells. And I'm going to cook these for about 12-14 minutes or so. And I'm going to get a skillet and start browning my sausage and beef, season it with everything you see on the screen, and then drain it and add in my veggies and saute that for just a few minutes. By this time, the pasta should be done, so I'm going to go ahead and drain it and then separate those on a baking sheet. And then to that sausage and beef mixture, I'm going to add the cheese and herbs and then stir that around. If you like ricotta, that would be a great time to add that in here as well. Then into my pan, I'm just going to put down a layer of sauce, and then I'm going to fill each of my shells, and then I'm going to lay them in here as nicely as I can, add some extra sauce on top, and then add a little bit more of that shredded cheese, and then grate a little bit more of my Parmesan on top. Add a little more herbs, and then I'm going to put these in the oven on 400 degrees and bake these just until the cheese and sauce is warmed through. And there you have it. Hope you guys enjoy. If you try it, let me know.